Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. A few weeks ago I showed you some of my favorite bullet journaling supplies, and today I thought I'd show you how I actually organize all of these supplies. I'm starting by showing you my desk here, and even though the area all around my desk is a complete mess, you'll notice that my actual desk is pretty empty and there aren't a lot of supplies here. The only thing I really keep on my desk is one little pencil cup holder where I keep my favorite fine liners and other basic supplies like a scissor, a white gel pen, and my tea ruler. I find that I can't really focus or be creative when my desk is cluttered, so I really try to keep as few of my supplies actually out at any time. If at all possible, I would also recommend getting a desk with drawers because this can be your designated messy area. I keep my embellishments and other random little things in these desk dividers so that they're semi-organized, but also out of sight when I'm working. And then on my right side, I have other tools that I just don't want to keep out, like my pencil sharpener, erasers, and double-sided tape. The bulk of my supplies are organized in a separate organizing unit, which I have kind of behind and to the side of my desk. And this is a rolling cart that I got from IKEA. I just really love this thing. I've had it for a few years and it's really surprising how much you can fit onto this one cart. And when I need it, I'll just roll it over to my desk. So let me just do a quick tour of what I have here. At the top here, I keep a little pouch of necessary supplies like pencils and fine liners, and I like to keep them in this pouch so that if I'm going somewhere, I can just grab this pouch and put it in my backpack and I'll be ready to journal or sketch wherever I am. Behind those, I have different paper pads of pattern paper that I use for layering and collaging, and then I have a few of my sketchbooks behind that little basket. Next to that, I have a lint roller, which seems really weird, but a lint roller really comes in handy when you're doing a lot of erasing. I like to use this to pick up all of that eraser dust so that I don't have to smudge any pencil lines or crinkle up my paper trying to brush everything away. I have a mason jar full of secondary supplies, just things that I don't need directly at my desk but are still helpful to have, like metallic gel pens and highlighters and my X-Acto knife and things like that. Then behind that, I have this little basket of pre-cut sheets of paper. I like to cut down different types of cardstock and watercolor paper so that if I just want to grab a scrap of paper somewhere else in my house or at my desk, I can just grab one of those and do a little sketch wherever I am. On the second level, I keep all of my pencils, markers, and coloring media. And I like to keep them in these pretty little tea tins that I save and upcycle. They just have really pretty designs and they're also the perfect size for packs of different kinds of markers and things like that. And for this one, I actually crocheted a pretty little cover for it too. Tea tins are just one idea, but you can look for all sorts of containers to upcycle. Like this one that I have that's from an oatmeal tin. It's not very pretty right now, but you can always cover it with pattern paper or washi tape to make it really pretty. And when in doubt, or when I don't have enough containers, I will always just stick my stuff in mason jars as well. Those work perfectly. So all in all, this is a pretty basic setup with everything just in a cup or something like that, but I would really recommend for you to take out your supplies from any packaging they come in. Like for example, here's this set of markers I have that's still in their original packaging, but whenever something is in a box or has to be put away, I just find that I am less likely to pull things out, so I always try to take things out of their original box as soon as possible and put it into a cup because then it's really easily accessible, you can see it better, and you're more likely to pull it out and use it. This also makes cleanup a lot faster because you can just throw it into a jar or tin and you don't have to worry about putting everything in its perfect place. I also keep a designated old recycled jar, which I use to hold water whenever I'm painting or doing watercolor. And then in the back area of this second level, I have all of my watercolor supplies as well, all of my palettes, paint tubes, and brushes. So you can see how I can fit a lot of things on this second level of my cart. I have every marker that I use for bullet journaling here, but a lot of this is just for my other crafting and art supply needs as well. So if you're only into bullet journaling, then this will give you a lot of room to grow. For the bottom level of my cart, I like to keep a few microfiber cloths on hand, just in case I make any messes, which is very likely to happen, but I also like to use these to blot my paintbrushes when I'm watercoloring. And I also keep a tin of overflow washi at the bottom here. This is another example of an upcycled container. This is from a tin of chocolates or cookies from France that my cousin gave me. And really guys, there are just so many pretty containers from food and other things like that out there, so I would really encourage you to keep an eye out and recycle these things when you can. It's free for you and it's great for the environment. I also keep a random bottle of lotion down here because your girl has dry hands. So you might have noticed that I said this was my overflow washi because a lot of my favorite and main washis are actually on a peg above my cart. I built this little makeshift washi holder with 2 hooks from Home Depot and a dowel. It's a super easy setup. It'll cost you under 10 bucks. And even if you're not super handy, you can definitely figure out how to do this. It's just a very convenient way to store all your washi, but also have it act as decor. And it's really easy to just rip off a piece of washi straight from the peg. And again, like I mentioned before, when you see things out there in the open, you're more likely to use it. So I like to have my supplies on display as much as possible just off of my desk. When I went through my supplies for these last few videos, I've been doing some decluttering and I found some things I thought I would just give away to one of you guys. So here are a couple rolls of washi. These are some really cute ones. One has a cityscape and one has these like watercolor jellyfish, a couple of glitter frames, and also a few sets of stencils. So if you'd like to enter this giveaway, I'll leave the rules and what you have to do down in the description box below. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye!